Probably my dad, first of all, because he was somewhat of a woodworker and did the cabinet stuff and all at camp where we grew up. I have still the very first piece of furniture I ever built. It's out there in the back shed. Hand saw and a hammer. It was plywood and stuff that was in the basement of the house, and I found something to do, so I just built it. I still got that piece of cabinet. It's not the most awesome piece in the world, but it's still out there. High school is really where I got into woodworking because I did 4 years of shop. 1 year was mechanical drawing, but all 4 years related to the shop. My shop teacher was a World War II veteran. He ran a bulldozer in the South Pacific building airstrips. Came back to the States, got his degree, and taught industrial arts in high school. I did. I'd had opportunity to go to some of the wood shows in Kentucky a time or two and had seen sawmills that were being used at that time. I also wrote for advertising materials for information on people's equipment and got from 2 or 3 different companies. And the Cook's sawmill sent me a video of their mill and the way they described it, the way they talked about how they built it. A 4-post mill, which means it's got support on both sides, which is a huge thing to me. There's no way that it's going to shift sideways depending on the load in it. The way they build their wheels, band wheels, there are no rubber rims on them, it's just steel on steel. This one's a 32-inch width cut, and it's an electric operation. The power drives are all electric, 12-volt electric system. That's worked flawlessly all the time I've had it. Just really well engineered and really well put together. It's never given me any trouble. In 15 years that I've sawed with it, I've sawed a lot longer. A lot of poplar, but then a lot of oak. Down here in Tennessee, maple, cherry, walnut, and a lot of pine along the way. Pine is my least favorite to saw because of the old saying, tougher than a pine knot, and when you saw it, you have to saw very slowly, very carefully, or the blade will just wander. It was just the best built mill of anything that I had looked at that time. The whole thought behind it, to me in the first place, was what I could save by having my own mill, because I had timber on the place there and on the place here. So if I had the mill, then I could produce what I wanted in timber, and so that's really why I got it, which has kind of always been my back of the mind philosophy on tools. You buy a tool not because you want the tool, but because what you can do with it and what that'll save you in the long run. Probably the toolbox that your mom won't let your dad have out of the house. I think I made 9 of those, which was a pretty fantastic little project. I did just a lot of incidental furniture pieces that everybody has today. Mary's Kitchen is one of my prides. So that's all cherry.
Yeah.
The dining room table for Drew and Laura, newlyweds, a year ago. They're just buying a house, and Drew asked me if I'd help him make a dining room table for them so they'd have it. So that's what we're doing. I don't really plan projects anymore, they come. I don't know if there are a lot of people that will do what I do today, because Drew comes up on Saturdays. We work Saturday morning here together, and then I work on it all week. But he'll end up with a dining room table that they can use. It won't cost him more than a few dollars for the material that's in it. And I'm willing to do that. I enjoy doing that because I feel like everything's been given to me. I like to give to somebody else, so I don't have a problem with that. But I think that's the main thing. There are other people that come that I work with, give advice to or help, information, whatever they want to know. I'm glad to do it. It's satisfying to me because you end up with a result that's there when you're done, something that people can use, that they can use for a long time. It's not just here and gone. Yeah. To me, it's whatever is needed by someone else and feels a need there. And that's why I traveled as a volunteer for 30 years in the winter times, because I could go overseas and do a project for somebody that satisfied a need that they had that they couldn't do for themselves. Or if they did it for themselves, it would take 2 years to do what took me 2 weeks. And so to me, it's fulfilling a need, the satisfaction in somebody else.